Hi there. Welcome to today's 30-minute restorative class. The goal of today's class is to just get into our body and move it gently. We're going to focus on opening up a couple of areas of the body, going through the neck and the shoulders, working on our spine with some twists, doing some side stretches to really open up the side of our body, which we often don't get to do. And of course, opening up through our heart and through our hips, which often are found in this sort of closed off position. This is a perfect class if your body is sore after a workout, or you just want to wind down from your day and perhaps head into bedtime. What you'll need for today's class are 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, yoga bolsters also work. And if you don't have those, then feel free to just grab some pillows that you have lying around your house. Sometimes even an old towel that you can roll up works really well as well. Let's get started. We'll start the class off today by lying down on our backs. Let the back of your body, your bum, your spine, and the back of your head touch the mat. Let your hands rest wherever feels the most comfortable. In your heart, your belly, maybe even on the ground next to your body. Draw your attention to the front of your body and see how the breath is moving. Notice if your lungs or your belly expand with the inhales. And notice how the chest and the belly collapse or draw inwards with the exhales. With your legs extended, draw them both close onto the right side of your mat. And start to notice that left stretch through your left hip. If you want a little bit more, feel free to take the left ankle and cross it on top of the right, perhaps even hooking those left toes underneath the right foot for some leverage. We'll go ahead and carry the side stretch with our arms, lifting them up ahead, grabbing the left wrist with the right hand, and gently directing it towards the top right corner of the mat. You should feel a stretch here through the entire left side of your body, all the way from the toes to the fingertips. Imagine there are 2 people, one on each end, gently tugging you in opposite directions. And with your next inhale, you can bring your hands back to the center. Unhook your feet and bring them to also face the center of the mat. Pick up your left foot and place it on the mat here, knee pointing towards the sky. We're going to come into a twist towards the right side, letting your knee fall towards the right side and letting the hips pick up off the mat. It's okay if the right knee doesn't touch the floor. Gently extend your left arm fully onto the floor. Perhaps even turning your neck to face the left side of the mat. And feel here how your spine is also moving in opposite directions. You got the twist at the bottom of the spine towards the right side. The shoulders on the mat are twisting in the opposite direction. With your next inhale, slowly bring your neck straight and twist back, placing your left foot back on the ground. Bring your right foot next to your left, so now both knees are pointing up towards the sky. Pick up that left ankle and cross it on top of the right thigh. Gently pulling that left knee away from your body. Just feel the stretch here on the outside of your hip. If you would like a little bit more here, you can go ahead and pick up the right foot off of the ground. And maybe even reach your hands to pull that right thigh in towards your body. Shoulders and head stay on the ground. Gently work your left knee away from the body. With your next inhale, if you're holding onto the leg, go ahead and place it back onto the mat. Unhook the left ankle and let it rest next to the right. We'll do all of that on the other side now, extending your legs fully onto the mat. Shifting your feet towards the bottom left corner of the mat this time, feeling the stretch through the right side of your body. Maybe even crossing that right ankle on top of the left, hooking the foot. This time the left hand is around the right wrist. Gently pulling that hand in the top left corner of the mat. Imagine here your sort of banana that's curving and letting your right side have this really nice yummy stretch. On your next inhale, gently bring your upper body in line, and then unhooking your right foot and bringing the feet in line with the whole body. This time we'll do the twist to the left side, picking up the right foot and placing it on the mat. The right knee starts to fall over to the left side. No need to touch the floor. Right arm extends out in a 90-degree, palm facing up towards the ceiling. And if it feels comfortable, you can also let your head, your neck, fall towards the right side. Here we're actively working to have both shoulders fully on the mat. Gently face your head in line with the body and slowly untwist right foot planted on the mat. Pick up the left foot, place it also on the mat, both knees facing up towards the ceiling. Right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh. Right knee pushes away from our torso. If this feels enough, stay here. If not, you can also reach, picking up the left foot off the ground and pulling gently that left thigh in towards the body. Right knee is actively working away from the torso, and you should really feel this in the right outer hip. Gently lower the left foot onto the mat, uncross the right foot, and now both knees are facing towards the ceiling. Grab your pillow, your block, or your bolster here. We're going to go ahead and place it underneath our sit bone to allow our front of our hips to open up a bit more. So with the feet planted firmly underneath the knees, push into your feet and start to lift your hips off the mat. No need to go high here, just enough so that there is space for you to wiggle the block, bolster, or pillow underneath your sit bone. Play here with what position's comfortable. When you find a comfortable position, go ahead and lower the hips onto the block. Feel how you can just let the hips go. That the block is there supporting you. If you need or would like a little bit more sensation in the front of the body, you can play with extending one leg out. Or if you'd like, you can do both. No need to hold here. Allow yourself, allow your body to fully sink into the block, trusting, knowing that it's there to support you. Draw your attention again to the breath and how it's moving the body. You may notice with the hips up on the block that now it seems as if the breath is also expanding outwards towards the back of the body. It's of course a sensation, it's not actually what's happening. But allow yourself to just be in sync and to pay attention to your breath for the next couple of seconds that we're in this pose. If your feet are extended slowly, 1 foot at a time, plant them underneath the knees. Slowly lift your hips off of the block, pushing the feet into the mat, and slide the block away, gently placing your buttocks back onto the mat. Roll over to one side here and just come to rest on your belly. Hands are next to your body. And allow your head to rest on one side. One ear is on the mat. Fronts of the feet and fronts of the hands are also supported by the mat. Allow yourself here to also be fully supported by the mat. No need to hold anything up. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes and gently push yourself up so that you're up on fours. Hands are underneath the shoulders and knees are underneath the hips. We're going to come into some gentle spine flexion and extension here. With your inhale, flare your sit bone towards the sky, pull your chest in between your shoulders and look ahead. With your exhale, tuck your tailbone, spread the shoulders apart from each other, and curl inwards. Continue to floss these movements with your breaths. Inhales, expand the chest, and exhales, contract it. You might find here some other movements that feel nice to you. Please feel free to take them. Maybe doing some sort of side stretches or bringing your hips forwards and backwards feels nice. Just close your eyes and don't focus on what things look like, but rather on what feels really good in your body right now. Take the next 2 breaths to come back to stillness. Knees are underneath the hips and hands underneath the shoulders. Spine is straight. Pick up your right hand, open up the chest to the right sky, right hand to the ceiling. Twist through the spine. Lower the right hand. Left hand comes to the ceiling. Twist to the left side. And lower once again. Let's do it again. Another set. Right hand towards the sky. And lower. And left hand towards the sky. And lower. Extend both of your hands about an inch or two ahead in front of you. Tent your fingertips and begin to just let your front body sink towards the mat. The goal is not to come with your forehead down on the mat. You have a block or a pillow, you can rest your head on there. Hips stay above the knees here. And just feel how the shoulders, the chest, the front of the body is opening up here. Notice how the block or the mat is supporting you. On your next inhale, slowly start to wheel yourself up. Walking your hands underneath the shoulders again. And coming to sit all the way back on your toes. We're going to go ahead and start to do some neck rolls here. Start in any way that feels comfortable to you. Again, closing your eyes and just feeling what feels good in your body. Maybe you prefer fast and light circles. Maybe you prefer to find a sticky spot and stay there. Perhaps you prefer only one direction, or you like switching up the rolls in both directions. Listen to your body. Slowly start to bring your neck in its regular position, stacked on top of your torso. Left hand comes out next to you, lightly touching the mat. Right hand up towards the sky. Go ahead and pretend you're reaching something in the top left corner of the room. Stretching through that right side of the body. Check in with your right hip. Make sure it's not pulling away from the ground. And open up your chest towards the ceiling. Perhaps even gazing up towards the ceiling. Gently come to center. Right hand finds the mat. Left hand up and over. Imagine as if somebody is gently pulling your hand up towards the right side of the room. Open up the chest towards the sky, perhaps even gaze up. Left hip is working towards the ground. And gently lower the left hand, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, I should say, on top of the hips. We're going to come to do sort of nice flow that gets our hips and our front body opened up a bit more. There's no need at all to go super deep into this. Go ahead and tuck your toes. And we're moving towards a sort of spine flexion and extension. This could look something like rounding at the front of the body and doing windshield wipers from the left side of the mat towards the right. If you'd like a little bit more of that extension, when you reach one of the sides, start to plant your hand onto the toes and lift up. Right hands towards the ceiling. Lower your hips back into the ground, sweep to the other side. Hand meets the feet. The other one lifts up towards the ceiling. Push your hips forward in front of the room. Sweep across. And extend the hips out, chest towards the ceiling. Round the back with the sweep forward. And open up the hips and the chest. Keep moving here, only with what feels comfortable in your body. Great, and gently come back to center. And go ahead and lower yourself all the way back into the belly again. We're going to wrap up the class now. Doing one more shoulder stretch and then doing a shavasana either through a regular way or with a block underneath our heart. With the shoulder stretch, go ahead and extend your right hand. Palm is on the floor. Right hand in line with the shoulder. Tend your left fingertips and pick up the left foot off of the ground. Start to push into that left hand, peeling the left shoulder away from the front of the body. Left foot comes on the mat. Then you'll find that you're resting here on your right shoulder, your right side of your body, still supported by that left hand. Gently let your neck rest on the floor. Slowly start to bring your left shoulder back into the ground. And let's do the other side. This time, left palm extends out in line with the left shoulder. Right hand tense underneath the shoulder. Pick up the right shoulder off of the mat. Left foot this time, right foot this time, meets the mat behind the left knee. And use this right hand and right knee to support yourself. Gently Start to bring that right shoulder back onto the mat and roll all the way over so that you're lying on your back. Make sure you have both blocks, both pillows, both towels, bolsters near you as you lie down. Feel free here to get into your regular Shavasana, so just fall back onto the mat and relax as the final pose. I'm going to offer a heart opening pose for those that are open to it. Place your block perpendicular to the long side of the mat. In the area where your shoulder blades are, where the end of your shoulder blades are, the bottom of the shoulder blades. The other block, same alignment, comes about a hand or so distance away. Go ahead and lower yourself here. You might have to adjust so that that block is, like I said, at the bottom of the shoulder blades. Slowly start to lower the back of your head onto the second block. You might have to adjust. Just find here whatever feels comfortable for you. Extend the arms away from you. Tops of the hands are touching the mat, the floor. Feet can come in whatever way feels comfortable. Maybe open hips in a butterfly position. Maybe knees are collapsing together into each other. Or you just extend the feet in a regular Shavasana. Allow yourself here to just completely melt into the blocks, into the floor. There's no need to hold any part of your body up. You are fully supported here. Gently start to bring some movement back into your toes and fingers. Maybe even moving through your wrists and ankles. If your blocks are under you, gently lift your head up and push into your elbows and your upper arms to lift yourself off of the block on your shoulder blades. Shift both off to the side. Just lower fully on the mat. Noticing if there's any differences in the body from when we first started. Roll over to one side of the body. And use that top hand to gently push yourself up to sitting. I wanted to thank you for joining me for today's class. I feel nice and relaxed after that, and I hope you do too. I hope you feel a nice opening towards the shoulders, the front of the body, the hips. And maybe also even stand a bit taller, because we worked on the spine twisting, and also extending the side of the body, which we don't usually do quite a lot in our day-to-day movements. I wanted to, again, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.